Hello friends, today in grammar we are going to go over pronouns. So a pronoun takes the place of one or more nouns. So we will have the pronouns I, he, she, it, and you, which are singular pronouns. That means it's only used to talk about one person, place, or thing. So we have a pronoun must match the noun it replaces. So Amy likes to help people. She volunteers on Saturdays. So instead of saying Amy likes to help people, Amy volunteers on Saturdays, you can just say that she, because that matches Amy. Some pronouns refer to people or things that are not named. Like everything is in place. Nobody wanted to go home. So then they're not talking about any specific person or thing. They're just talking about everything and nobody. So for example, in number one, we have Sarah likes to help animals. Since Sarah is a person, we would not use it. It would be used to talk about a thing. So we would circle she. I could replace Sarah in that sentence with she, and I know that it makes sense. She likes to help animals. Adam volunteers with her at an animal shelter. So I could also say he volunteers with her at an animal shelter. I have the shelter is near the school. I would have to say it is near their school because if I used you, it would not make sense. You is near their school does not make sense. So I would say it. You guys are going to do the next three on your own. I will read the sentence and you will circle the pronoun that could replace our noun. Number four, a puppy plays in the corner. Would I circle it or I to replace a puppy? 5, Mrs. Strong feeds the puppy. So would I replace Mrs. Strong with you or she? Number 6, a person can help at the shelter. Would I say anyone can help at the shelter or everything can help at the shelter? Which one makes more sense? On the next page, you are going to be working with quotation marks. Remember, quotation marks set off the exact words a person says. You use quotation marks at the beginning and end of what a person says, such as Julia said, I think we can clean up the playground. So those words in quotation marks are exactly what Julia says. When I ask someone to do something, I don't say, Mrs. Eckert says, you need to put up your chair at the end of the day. I would only say, you need to put up your chair at the end of the day. So it would be those words that go into my quotation marks, which look like this. So in my sentences, there will be missing quotation marks, maybe just one missing or two missing. Remember, in each sentence, there should be two quotation marks, one at the end of the person talking and one at the beginning. So we have Josh asked, can you see the papers all over the playground? So I would have to put quotation marks over can, because that's where he starts talking. And then I will rewrite my sentence. Make sure you write small so you can fit everything on the line or below the line. After a Josh asked, so after that is said and we kind of put forth who is talking, then you always put a comma before or after the quotations. So then I'm going to put my comma, put my quotation marks just like that. Can you see the papers all over the playground? And it's a question, so he asked. So I always put my period or question mark or comma inside the quotation marks. So after that question, I will put in my quotation marks. Now, If you would like, so that I can really tell where your quotation marks are, you can use your colored fancy gel pens to just draw the quotation marks in. But you will need to use pencil for the words. But if you do your grammar marks, like the comma and the quotation marks and the question mark, it'll be easier for me to see that you have included those things. So please use your colored pens to put just those grammar marks in. We'll do one more together. Zach said, so I'll put that in. Zach said, and then I always put a comma because now I'm about to write what he said. Yes, it looks very messy. So I need both sets of quotation marks here. You'll also notice that first word in quotation marks is capitalized. Yes, it looks very messy. Period, quotation marks. So I make sure that my quotation marks include my grammar mark at the end of a sentence. So Zach said, what did Zach say? He said, yes, it looks very messy. So that is what I put the quotation marks around. I'm going to read the rest of the sentences. It would be a good idea to edit these sentences so that you know exactly how you want to rewrite them down here. We should do something about it, said Josh. So you have your first set of quotation marks here, and you'll need another. You make sure the comma is included inside the quotation marks, and then you have your said Josh. Number 4, Zach called out, please pick up the papers, everyone. Number 5 says, we got everything cleaned up fast, said Zach. Number 6, Josh said, it was a good idea to ask for help. So make sure you have your quotations in the right place and that you have used the commas that you see already there for you in the sentences. Use your colored pens to do those commas and quotation marks, periods, and question marks so I can see all your grammar marks very easily. When you are done, you'll put your name on the top and get it turned in.